Merħba, nilqakom għal programm ta' kull ġimgħa L-Intrapriza. L-industrija tal-produzzjoni tal-films u t-televiżjoni qed tagħmel użu aktar spiss mit-teknoloġija tar-realtà virtwali. Din it-teknoloġija qed toffri sistema ta' filmjar li barra milli jimerħu fil-kreattività viżwali spettakolari, jagħtu wkoll il-possibilità li taħdem produzzjonijiet jew xeni b'mod virtwali. Illum se nżuru kumpanija li toffri servizzi ta' produzzjoni virtwali u se nitkellmu ma' Stephen Dalligan, id-direttur ta' Rupture Studios. Hi Steve, thanks for having us.
Thank you for coming over.
And when was the company set up?
So we set up about 2.5 years ago, just sort of setting up during the COVID fun. And we found our premises, and then it started the journey of building what it is today.
And what was the main reason for setting up here in Malta, basically?
So the reason we're setting up in Malta was because we live here. So I've been here for 20 years, and it's home. So it's like the logical.
Malta very well.
Yes. Not the language so much, but yes, I love Malta. Malta's home, you know.
Okay. And you operate in the virtual production, right? But what is it exactly? And perhaps you can give us some examples of what you actually do.
Sure. So virtual production is not a new term. It's been around for quite some time. But nowadays, in the last couple of years, it sort of took on a whole industry that people are able to access, typically from an indie level. Now, you have massive shows using it, but it also gives accessibility to smaller independents to get into this virtual world, because you have not just LED wall technology, which will be used on the likes of Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, which it was used there and again this season, and you have music videos constantly using it, and a lot of SimTrav. Now, SimTrav is where you have a car driving on a road where the actors are in a studio in a safe space, and it's something that we'll be able to show in our studio today, exactly.
Okay, so you basically work within the virtual reality environment, basically.
So like from a technical level, we're talking about using physical cameras with spatial tracking. So we track where the camera is in 3D space, and we use that to pipe it through Unreal Engine in order to emulate movement of perspective, of angle, in order for the camera to feel like it's moving within the world it's occupying. We have an actual feeling like a 3D space. And also part of the whole virtual production thing is the broadness of it. So it's not only cinema, it's also animation, it's also motion capture. So we'll also show a demonstration of motion capture, of how a person will embody a suit and then puppeteer a 3D character in real time.
It sounds very awesome. So shall we go and see?
Yes, let's do it.
Good.
This is our motion capture volume. In here we're using Vicon cameras, which you can see along the outside of the truss. And we have an actor, we have Kieran today, demonstrating what it's like to be an alien.
Okay.
So in this moment, as you can see in real time, his movements are being shown here as he puppeteers the character. He's got a series of little dots on his suit, which the cameras are picking up via infrared. He also has a camera on his head, and he also has gloves on his fingers. So all of these things combined allows us to get all data at once in real time and out. So what's the application for this? Well, we can do 3D animation, we can do real-time filmmaking. So filmmaking is such a broad thing nowadays. A lot of cartoons, a lot of movies, a lot of this kind of stuff. It's using this kind of technology in order to speed up the process of complex animations. As you can see there, Kieran can move the box, he can move his hands, he can move his neck, and all these nuanced movements are recorded instantaneously without having to put an animator in front of a keyboard in order to move every single element of the character how they believe it should move. Now, we can still always do that, but what we try to do is get the most organic feeling in the moment as we can. It also helps the director because they're able to see.
It becomes more realistic as well.
It really feels it, because you can even see there as he leans down, his back will tilt, his leg will lift, and all of those nuances are just automatic. When a director, when they're sitting down to plan their shot, plan their scene, they're able to see exactly how it's going to look in real time and make any real-time decisions on that So I would like you to move a little bit to the left. I would like you to, exactly in a normal shoot, we're able to emulate here, but in a 3D space. So it's fantastic. It's a great tool for multiple things.
And then you can recreate the background according, obviously, to the script that you have or the purpose that you are actually creating.
Of course. So if you can imagine we're in a 3D space, the entire thing is like a white void. If we imagine the matrix, the construct, everything is just null and void. So we're able to create anything we want. Basically, we have a fantastic 3D artist. They're able to create scenes that clients desire, and we just basically create all that. So in this case, we're using a scene that a client had asked for and a character that the client had asked for, and this is what we're puppeteering right now. But we have a huge host of all these things. You know.
But this is not the only studio you've got, no? You have other things?
Correct. We use Unreal Engine everywhere, but we do motion capture up here, and then we'll show you the LED wall very soon. We'll go down and have a look at that and see what's happening down there.
Okay.
But yeah, but it's all the same idea. So basically it's spatial data. Where is the object in 3D space? And 3D representation of that. So instead of being for medical, which sometimes these tools are used for, we're using it for filmmaking.
Okay, shall we see the other studio?
Let's go.
Yep.
Yeah. Welcome to Studio A. This is where we do our LED wall, and this is where we use this amazing broadcast cinema grade LED screen in order to project a 3D environment, or sometimes just an image, while moving cameras and everything in 3D space in order to create movement. We can see on our screen over there, as our camera moves, our scenes move. Specifically, the fourth quarter is the one that we're in focus on right now. As the robotic dolly moves in the middle, we're getting the correct parallax and scene within the moving of the car. While our quarter one is showing the robot arm doing another action in the moment. This is all happening because we have sensors tracking where the cameras are spatially within the 3D environment, and it's presenting that data again via Unreal Engine into the background scene and moving accordingly. We can see the frustum moving as the camera moves, but the camera itself does not see that. Okay. Everything else is seamless, and this is all what's called in-camera visual effects. So in order to do this, we have to be very heavy on pre-visualization, right? So what is it going to look like on the day has to be what it is on the day, so we film it. Okay. We don't really go back into the post room in order to change things. If we can avoid it, you want to catch as much as you can in the moment. And that's specifically what we do here. So this is LED wall, LED volume, and it's a part of virtual production. In this specific case, we're doing vehicle simulation. So what is it like for a car to drive while not driving? You know, in this case, we have our actors able to have a conversation, not worry about the road, not worry about potholes, not worry about any of these things that can typically be a frustration.
Just sticking to the acting, acting.
That's it. We don't have to worry about permits on the road. We don't have to worry about waiting until it's nighttime. We're able to emulate everything.
You're working in a controlled environment, basically.
That's it. If we need to go into the car to film out of the car, we would just rotate the car, and the scene would rotate with us, and we can get all angles of the vehicle in the same day. You know, so it's a fantastic, easy solution.
It is.
Setting up in Malta has its own challenges, from getting bank accounts to investment to anything, and it's been great that Malta Enterprise has been able to assist along our journey. So they've been very helpful from the inception of our business, of what we wanted to achieve, and they're behind us the whole way as we move forward. We are at the events with them, the startup festivals, the tech festivals. It's very reassuring to have somebody
that give you support,
a bit of support here and there, and let you know that don't worry, I got your back. You know, we're here to support you and your endeavor, even if it's just a friendly encouragement.
Mill-aspett kreattiv, kemm huwa importanti li intom tintegraw u tirrelataw mal-komunità lokali tal-indies u anke il-produzzjoni li jsiru hawn Malta?
Mela, aħna jiena l-ewwel ħaġa nemmen li mill-lat ta' komunità qed nipprovaw nagħmlu l-almu tagħna biex kemm jista' jkun nibnu iktar dik ix-xena. Sew qed nipprovaw nkunu open ma' kulħadd ma' min jiġi hawnhekk fejn nistgħu ngħinu fejn mhuwiex xogħolna nipprovaw ngħidu le da mhux xogħolna nafu l ċaħat però. Mill-lat prattiku ġifieri nemmnu ħafna li peress li għandna teknoloġija ġdida ħafna, din it-teknoloġija toffri toolset ġdid u b'saħħtu ħafna lill-kreattiv indi Malti, jiġifieri hemm l-aspett li fejn qabel biex niftehmu meta konna nagħmlu dak il-films tal-iskola jgħidilhom jien jew bli hemm biex niftehmu. Jiġifieri tlaqqad b'dak li għandek illum nemmnu li dak il-layer ta' indie spirit qiegħed hemmhekk imma li kellek iżid miegħu dan il-layer ta' teknoloġija u ovvjament a slightly larger budget biex niftehmu, ġifieri nemmnu li dan il-layer ta' teknoloġija fejn qabel kont tgħid ħadd tagħmel id-drama biss biex niftehmu jew l-action vera li tista' tagħmel biex niftehmu. Nemmnu li pereżempju il-fatt li tista' tagħmel driving scene għala The Batman jekk tħaddem rasek ta' kif ħadd tagħmel il-camera work biex niftehmu f'post safe sewwa b'aspett li jekk tittuħu retake qiegħed għamilt ir-retake m'għandekx bżonn tonfoq eluf ta' liri fuq post processing għandek kollox qiegħed hemmhekk. Nemmen illi l-indi Malti jista' jieħu postu ġifieri jagħmel xogħol illi jista' jitravelja tajjeb barra minn Malta. In-nies Malta għal maġġor parti tagħhom jafu jitkellmu Ingliż mirqum tajjeb, ġifieri dawn huma kollha affarijiet illi
value added.
Eżatt. U once li qiegħed meta fl-aħħar niftakru li d-dinja qed tiċkien. Is-suq Ewropej qiegħed żewġ passi bot minnha u nifhmu l-kultura u għandna l-kultura tagħna. Jiena nemmen li kull men bżonn dik il-final spinta biex niftehmu biex kif taqbad tgħid. Il-Malti jieħu postu bħala kreattiv.
Biex insiru anke viżibbli fil-komunità iktar wiesgħa.
Fejn ir-realtà hija li moving forward nistgħu nibdew nibnu industrija aktar sostenibbli anke għal-lejer Malti. U nibdew miż-żgħir u mbagħad nikbru bħalma kbirna f'affarijiet oħra biex niftehmu. Ta' min ukoll isemmi li ġifieri biex nifhmu anke l-aspett prattiku tat-teknoloġija hemm anke l-aspett li huwa jet scalable, ġifieri il-knowledge li ġenerajna biex nħadmu it-tlet studios essenzjalment li għandna li kellna niżviluppaw biex nifhmu kif għandna nibdlu l-kuluri, kif għandna nħadmu l-Unreal b'mod effiċjenti so to speak biex ikun jista' jkun performant għal shoot ta' vera. Huwa ġet li ħadna żmien tagħna, ġifieri dak biex wasalna for a minimum viable product, so to speak, ġifieri għandna l-studio isfel studio qed jaħdem sew kif suppost. Għandna l-motion capture volume qed jaħdem sew kif suppost. Dak kollu huwa ħin li qattajna biex nifhmuhom u issa li tallimna dak il-layer, so to speak, ovvjament nibqgħu nimprovjaw. Però jekk irridu inkabru, kull ma rridu nagħmlu insibu l-proġett li hemm bżonn jien naf ġifieri jekk nabdu l-iskrin u nagħmluh 17-il darba tal-li hu. Kemm iż-żejt. Il-knowledge jibqa' l-istess. Dan huwa it-toolset il-ġdid li qed juża Hollywood u li flimkien aħna nemmnu li fl-aħħar mill-aħħar jintegraw b'mod seamless. Dik il-ġismu. Thank you very much.
We are in a tropical scene now. All we need is the makeup now to make us sweat.
Yes. We like to change things up a little bit here.
But you operate in a very fast-moving industry where technology is changing very fast. How do you ensure your company's sustainability for the future?
So one of the things a company like ours suffers from is the speed at which solutions come out and new ideas come out. And what we had to be at the beginning was a very R&D heavy organization. So we all had to be learning what's coming and trying to be a couple of months ahead of where it was going to be. About a couple of months ago, we obviously had to take a more pragmatic decision on we have what we need to have in order to operate the business that we intended to run, and we only need to upgrade when a production warrants it. It doesn't mean we don't keep our finger on the pulse of what's happening. It doesn't mean in our spare time we're not looking at what's coming. We're not always innovating. right? There has to be a balancing act on where we can earn, where we can offer a service, and where we know what we need to be doing in the future. So an example of this would be we've recently did our third expansion. So we formed like 2.5 to 3 years ago. But we only opened to the public about 14 months ago or so. And within that period, we're now opening our third expansion to this building, which is next door. And this is basically moving into more of a virtual reality focused area, more of an experience focused area versus a film focused area. It's still all of the same tech, but there's so many different markets existing in the moment all of the time that in order for us to try to cater for everything within our studio, we can't sacrifice what the film studio is for what the film clients need in order to be able to offer what the virtual reality clients need. In terms of where do we go from here? We've only been open literally, like I was saying, 14 months. And within that time, we've done film, we've done TV, we've done countless music videos, countless commercials, and we're also getting into very heavy 3D animation, which is a whole new industry, which is where our motion capture technology and our amazing artists, when that power combines, we have amazing output. And it allows us to be both local and internationally at the same time. So we're quite busy. We're quite busy. Yeah. It's very positive. And so we're looking to see what tomorrow brings, and we're wholeheartedly welcoming it.
Thanks, Stephen.
Yeah, so it was great having you over today, and as an offering and as a tool set for the Maltese industry to be able to have access to. It's great to get it out there. It's great to be somewhere different for a while, you know. And thank you for coming over.